Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and their level up journey. Sussex Love, is that you? You've got feedback coming into the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How is this? Is this better?
Yeah. If you're new here, I'm Wizzy, and it's great to meet you virtually. How's your week going so far? With us today, we have Sussex Love, who is going to be co hosting. Say hello to Sussex Love. Say hello, Sussex Love.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
uh, yeah, I can hear you. I'm
I
sure
don't
they
know if
can
you can
hear
hear
you.
me. Can you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Are you okay now?
I'm still here. Yeah, it's just going in and out, but I'm still here.
Okay. So as per usual, this is not a usual show. This is going to be discussing the Sussex's Nigerian tour. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you a lot more insight than you've been getting everywhere else, just because I'm Nigerian as well. And the British perspective also gives me an interesting perspective on things as they're playing out as well, because as you know, Nigeria is a former British colony. So the plan is to discuss all things Sussex trip to Nigeria. Um, so Harry and Meghan, they first started off at the Light Academy in Abuja at the start of their trip, right? Meghan's dress was gorgeous. Um, and I'm sure that when they said you're coming to Nigeria, she literally thought all clothes breathable, all clothes, light colored. Because, the theory, when you're talking color theory for fashion, they would tend to say that you need to wear lighter colors in hotter climate because it bounces the heat back away from your skin, allowing you wearing the clothes to be much cooler. So it seems like that is the theme that herself and Harry went for, which is a sensible theme to go for. However, in Nigeria, that's not necessarily a thing. We are so used to the sun that we don't care whether the sun is shining or not. We wear everything, all the colors plus black too, if needed. It's only when we're talking to people outside of Nigeria then we hear people saying, "Oh, the best thing to do is when you're in wear lighter colors." And then we say to Nigerians will say to you, "So when do we get to wear the other colors because we've got sun all year round?" You know, it's
Right,
the same
right.
thing. It's the same thing in the. Funny enough, in the UK, when you're talking about color, uh, in the winter when it's cold, a lot of people go darker in their colors and they
Hmm.
go brighter in the spring and summer. But we
Yeah.
find out
Hmm.
that that's what the experience is here. Anyway, they looked like they were having the best of times possible. It was They were greeted with cultural dances, which is Nigerian culture. If you've got someone of prominence coming to visit you, it is quite normal that you will be greeted with a cultural group dance. Uh, how many depends on how much time you've got. And there, of course, there are loads of videos which I will be uploading to Instagram. But because of YouTube, I can't upload the photos, the videos on here, just because of how bad YouTube is to everybody. Hi, Lady Rose.
Hi, Lady Rose.
How are you? Harry and Meghan came with their usual energy. I can imagine that the heat must have taken them by surprise because in Lagos, they're surrounded by water, so the temperature can drop too. And when they say drop, it can drop to like 31 degrees. But in Abuja, it can sometimes get as high as 34, 35 degrees. So that must have been a shock to them. And being that this is, I don't know whether, I don't think Prince Harry has been to Nigeria before either. This is being their first time in Nigeria. It was good that they're wearing very airy clothing because, yeah, the heat can be a shock. It's tough on the live there. Not to talk about the people who are just coming to visit for the first time, but they would have kept them in cool rooms anyway, as they
Hmm.
go in and out and from place to place. So that's nothing to be concerned with either. Did you guys know that they also went to another school? They went to another school. Let me just get this up here.
No, I didn't
So
know
they
that. I
went
thought it
to
was just one.
no, they went to another school. Um, see, why is this? Okay, I see what they went to another school. The school that they've been supporting with menstrual health resources. In support of that foundation, they partner with the Gianco Foundation, the one that was put together by David Oyelowo, that Miss and Harriman's
Mm.
friend. Right. So they went to them as well. Those are the photos that you can see on the screen. And they were so excited. The students were so excited. There's a video of one of the girls saying, "Oh my God, she's so lovely. She is so lovely. And she just makes me feel like I can do anything." And I say,
Oh.
yeah, she's a young girl from the school. She was just fangirling so hard. And I am just so happy for them that they got to have this free flow. It's different when you go
Going
to a
out on.
place and you're having friendly business discussion with someone, but it's another thing altogether when you go to a place and the people are, first of all, so welcoming, so happy to see you. So that even if you disagree, even if you end up not doing business together, it's still so lovely to just have that environment to begin with. And the thing is that it seems to me that wherever Harry and Meghan go, they tend to incorporate or they tend to inspire this kind of vibe wherever they're going to. I don't know whether it has to do with the fact that they bring in compassion and nurturing into the space. Like they're here for the Invictus Games and they're here with compassion to help. They see your pain, they want to know what they can do to make it better. So everywhere they go to, and the thing is, I think Nigeria's behavior towards the Sussexes has completely blown people away. Just because, like, yeah, we all knew it's the fact that they're there for Invictus and that Megan's discovered that her ancestry is part Nigerian. But I think to a degree, people were expecting that it would be a friendly business type vibe. This is overpowering love, right? Am I right?
Absolutely right. That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So I just they did not let me down because I went onto a space I think earlier this week and I told them, I said, listen, Nigeria right now must be under a lot of pressure. They must have done everything under the sun to prevent the trip from happening, to canceling the event, to making sure that they did not give them any kind of honor at all.
Mm.
And you can see that it was effective in the sense that the um, news updates on the trip to Nigeria from Nigerians didn't really begin until the day of. Okay. Whereas if it were some countries that we have seen, they might have made one or two posts. Maybe they had done, but we just didn't see them or didn't get picked up over
Mm.
here for us to see. But the welcome at the airport, which would normally have happened. You know what Nigerians do sometimes, even when the president leaves Nigeria, he comes to the UK or he goes to America, some other country. On his return back from a medical trip, the ministers in Nigeria gather at the airport to welcome the president back. So you can imagine if they're going to welcome the president back for such a flimsy reason. I mean, health is not a flimsy reason. But for goodness sake, the man went for his health and he's back healthy. There's nothing wrong with him. A delegation from his office would suffice. But I'm telling you that all the ministers in his cabinet will assemble at the airport to welcome the president back from maybe a week's medical trip to some European country. Then, not to talk about a trip from Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan, Harry, whether anyone wants to say he's royal or not, or working royal, they're trying to define him and they still can't find a good definition that suits them because everything that they try to use to define him is refutable, right? And so they're trying to find a lesser way of dealing with him, and there is none. So right now, it's just like, okay, fine. He is Prince Harry. But you don't have to treat him like a prince because he's not in good standing with the king. And the people were like, hello, excuse me. We don't do that in Nigeria. And really, we don't. Like culturally, we just don't. Even if you've got a disagreement with your father, right? Like Nigerian culture is like, no matter how old you get, even when you're 60 years old, if you are if your parent is still alive, then you are treated like a child, like not like a minor child, but you're still covered by your parents' grace, more or less. So no matter what the disagreement is, there's never, ever an occasion like where a Nigerian parent will ever think it's okay for you to be hostile to your child, especially in public. Never. King Charles just committed the cardinal sin in the eyes of Nigerians, which is so what? Your child married a black girl, so and they said like they've still not come up to say what Megan did that any parent will see as being so bad that you have no time to see your child. You know what I mean? And so Harry and Megan just coming from the UK, or Megan, albeit was in the airport and didn't have time to, or rather didn't go into the UK. So let's assume she was not there for all intents and purposes. But Harry then went into the UK, did his thing, and his father said he had no time to see Harry. Imagine coming directly from that, because Nigeria also has an intelligence agency, right? So they would have been keeping an eye on the goings on, so they would have known about this before Harry landed in Nigeria. Imagine coming from the UK, knowing that Harry had just come from the UK, haven't had this happen, and then that his mother's family stepped into the gap and upheld him. You've not said he has done anything so egregious that they would then say, yes, this is a good reason to shun him, to send him away. You've not said he stole anything, he didn't commit any SA activity against the minor. He's not done anything. Just because you had a disagreement, whatever the basis of that disagreement is, it's just a mere disagreement. You strip him of his security, you strip him of his home, you put his family in danger. That is unpardonable in Nigerian culture. Unpardonable. Like if King Charles was in Nigeria, he would be the one who was shunned. So
Mm.
it kind of, I explained all of this just to explain the reason why, even if they were going to welcome them warmly, them knowing what has been happening to him, he has been welcomed like a son, like a parent welcoming a son home. Let's even put Megan aside. Then you now add the layer of Megan being a daughter of the soil to the mix. Oh my gosh. This is why you're seeing them literally saying to them, let's take away all these your foreign clothing.
That's cute. Exactly.
Let's give you our African clothing because we love you. They must have eaten like 6 times a day because that's one of the ways they know how to show love. They will feed them so much.
They're
They'll
one
probably
of us.
have two
They're one
breakfasts,
of us.
2 lunches, 2 dinners. And everyone, they will be pulling them left, right, and center. Everyone wanting them to come to their house to have whatever meal possible. Uh, what do you think about all of this?
Oh, for the love of God. Well,
Mhm.
let me think. Well, first, they are royal. I mean, I don't know why they're searching for terms for them. Harry is a
Yeah.
prince of the realm. He is a blood-born prince. He is
Mm.
royal. Meghan is his wife. She is, as they gave her name, royal wife. That is what she is.
Right.
So I don't understand what they still just can't accept it, but they know what he is. And
Mm.
like it's the same for the Karens. In my country, we call them Karens.
Mhm.
The jealous white women, derangers, that are saying, "Oh, she laughing. Why is she using the title?" Because the title is a part of her name. That is part of his name. She married him, so the title is a part of her name. It is her name. That's why she uses it because it's hers. You know,
Well,
it, I we
exactly right. Go ahead.
So it's not her fault that it hurts you deeply that he let this half black woman
I
have it.
love the shade.
You know,
It
and
says,
Charles, I mean, the world sees him as just, they first they just saw William as petty, but now they see Charles, even in his old age, being very petty and bitter and vindictive. Because for him to, even if he thought Harry did something really terrible, he
mm,
forgave Andrew. So that must mean you don't think what Andrew did was that bad. What Harry did was worse. Okay,
mm,
fine. You are the commander in chief of the armed forces
right.
in the United Kingdom. So even if you were angry at Harry, you should have been there for the veterans. So
Exactly.
Charles just looks like a piece of crap in every way. Father failure,
Yeah.
failure to the veterans, embarrassment to his country. I mean, he is just him and his son William, because Harry is Diana's son. So
And I don't know who his advisors are, but they're doing such a terrible job of advising him.
I think
They're
it's
doing
Carmilla.
such a terrible job because in his position, I think that they're listening to the right wing monarchists, thinking that that is the, I don't know whether to say that they're in a bubble, and they're surrounded by right wing monarchists. And he feels emboldened to behave this way publicly because he believes that the opinion of the right wing monarchists is the opinion of the people in the UK. But if he and he must have been watching the news and the papers and of other countries, not just the UK, and he's finding out that actually he's coming out looking very bad. So now they're doing as much damage control as possible. And we're going to discuss that further along. Let me just look at Lady Rose's comment.
Yeah, I was looking at it too. She's a little
She
upset.
says, oh, okay, let me go back.
I can tell because it's all caps.
Mhm.
Stop yelling at me.
I know. She does that all the time, but I don't think she
No,
realizes that all caps
that's so
means you're
cute
yelling.
though. I think she does. I think she's trying to yell. I think she's upset by this, and I don't blame her. I think she's I think she's yelling. I think she wants to yell.
Okay. Uh, Hi, Joyce. How are you? How was your birthday? I hope you had a great time on your birthday. King Charles is not a loving dad. He's a useless parent, a cheater. Okay. Say
Yes,
what you really
yes,
mean, Lady Rose.
yes. He is a cheater.
uh, Hi, Reba. Good to see you. Um, Hello, Weezy, Mod Squad Squaddies. Charles is trying to protect his skank for over 40 years. He sold out his children to protect that skank because Diana outed them both. And UK media, Harry is doing the same thing now. I believe that's what you were trying to say. I believe so. They've been trying to rewrite history for the longest, and Harry came back and said, nope, not while I'm alive. And Lady Rose says they want to change the rules for Harry and Meghan because Meghan has black blood. That's why they don't want them to have the title. Fergie still has the title, even though she's no longer married to Andrew.
Hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Uh, And it's mainly all. Yep. Okay, that's not for me. Meghan has royal ancestors through her father. It said King Edward III is her forefather. Yes, I saw that in the genealogy.
Hmm.
I saw that somewhere that Meghan's roots is actually royal.
Don't you remember that's why her father was so upset that he didn't get a crest of arms?
Right,
Remember he was
because
really
yes,
angry.
that's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. Joanne Baker says there is Camilla and the executive they hired from Daily Fail about 3 years ago who he's listening to. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Carmela, I
that's
agree with
true.
that.
He actually recruited the Daily Mail into his household. And so if there was ever a time where he decided, okay, you know what? I want to bring my family together. Who do you think has the best interests of them not coming together? It would be these so called advisors. So, how come? And by now, if they had maybe 10% of information about Charles, then how much information do you think that they would have about Charles now? A lot more.
A lot more.
Uh, Crystal says, in my honest opinion, Chucky is just truly petty. He waited his whole life to be called king, and he's just not living up to what a good king he is. And it's so unfortunate, but they do it to themselves. Because remember when Megan says that they had no training on what she needed to do? I don't believe that they have a formal training course for members of the royal family because if they did, they won't keep producing the same kind of man from generation to generation, which is really not working for them. And they still keep doing the same thing over and over again.
They're still in the 19th century.
Yeah. Lady Rose says it doesn't matter as long as she's got 1% black, she's nobody to their blue blood. Well, she's telling them that she is somebody
Mm-hmm.
now. So what are they going to do about it? Hi,
What they're
Penny.
doing, they're melting down. That's what they're going to
Right,
do.
right. Because the thing is, like with their repeated attacks, their refusal to allow Harry and Meghan to live their lives as normal. Harry and Meghan are not trying to threaten them in any way. They're just looking to navigate a space in the world for them. They could coexist if they came at them and said, right, we see what is happening here. Let's get to the negotiating table. These are the things that affect us, and these are the things that affect us. How can we meet in the middle?
But
But because
that's
they have this exaggerated impression of themselves, they find it impossible to talk to them as if they are talking to humans. They prefer to talk to them as if we're in the medieval ages and they're talking to their subjects. I command you, off with her head.
isn't
And then,
isn't that isn't
yeah,
that
go on.
what isn't that what Sway Shady said to Harry when he was getting married? Shave that beard, I command you.
Yes, yes,
And he
exactly.
said the Queen gave me permission to keep it.
Sam says, Wheezy, no, they don't. No, they don't. What are you referring to, Sam? No, they don't. Oh, do you remember what you were thinking about? Sorry, I didn't see the comment before now. Uh, Charles turned his back and walked away from Diana when she gave birth to Harry. Mm, thank you, Lady Rose, for encouraging. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead to do so. Anyway, let us continue because we still have a lot of goodies. Do you know when I saw this video, those were my first tears for the day. When I tell you, I wept like a child. I was just like, oh, oh, Nigeria.
Ah, you're Nigerian. How many percentages Nigerian are you? Are you more than 43%?
Oh, absolutely. I'm 100% Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's why you were crying.
Yes, but more so because Harry had just come from a very unpleasant experience.
Mm,
And he's been strong enough to keep moving through it, but that couldn't have been pleasant. And Nigeria, I imagine that they must have been under a lot of pressure not to show them the kind of respect that they did, but they did so anyway in their
mm-hmm,
own way. So even
mm-hmm,
if they couldn't do it at the airport, they did so at the defense headquarters.
mm-hmm.
I just, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my God.
You know what
Anyway,
moved me about? I just want to throw this one
yeah,
part in.
yeah, good.
They understand Harry. They can feel Harry's spirit. That's how you know Harry is real in the field. Because
Yeah,
they understand him. You can tell by the gifts they gave him that they
mm-hmm,
wanted that nurturing feeling. They're trying to express them. You're one of us. We understand because they gave him a picture of him and his mother when he was a little baby. But that picture, what I love, was she's hugging him and hugging him so tight.
yeah,
They get and that one in the picture of him and Megan. You know what I mean? The two women that are most important in his life. So they mean they understand him, and
yeah.
they're trying to express to him their understanding and their acceptance of him because they
I
understand his
cracked up
struggle.
when they gave him the agbada, this outfits that they put on him, where they made him undress, and put on the same outfit, this one on the screen,
Yeah.
right? So this is the male, small, like a mature man's outfit for
Mm.
the men in Nigeria.
Not bad for a ginger.
Not bad at all. Did you see that they even took the time to try to make sure that they bought a color that would suit him.
Yes, they thought of everything. That's
Look
right.
at that.
Yep.
Just look at it. It you know, and I was just like, oh my God. And but anyway, typically this is the energy of like the real Nigerian person. They
Hmm.
literally, that was like an adoption ceremony.
Yes, you're one of us now.
You're one of us. Hi Joyce. Hi Joy Armor. Hi John. How you doing? And Adrian says, I wonder if Harry really knew how many people followed his mother. Social media wasn't around then. I think if he didn't know when he was much, much younger, he kind of knew that his mother was a global icon. I think he knows that much. And I only say so because I think I read as much in Spare.
Hmm.
If it was today, I don't think that the royal family would have succeeded in what they managed to do to Diana, because the she would have turned the whole world against Charles.
Hmm. She would have had more help.
She would have had more help to do that. Exactly. But because she was isolated, she was left unprotected. The hateful advisors are playing to Chuck's weak ego. It makes him more blind and easy to control. They are slowly helping the downfall of the monarchy. That's what Crystal Scott says. Thank you, Crystal Scott. You couldn't have said it any better. This is more like the case of the emperor with no clothes. He just refused to listen to reason, and each time they try to strike out at Harry, they end up making themselves look weaker and weaker. And in attacking him all the time, he's forced to become stronger than he would have been if you had left him alone. Penny says Megan and Lilibet are both California girls like me. Both were born about 100 miles from my hometown of Bakersfield. She represents us very well. So proud of her from our home as well as in California. Ooh, a fight just broke out. Fight, 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 fight. You know what the fight is? You just said Megan and Lilibet are both California girls. May I remind you that
You so silly. But they have
43%
43% Nigerian.
Nigerian.
She didn't say heritage. She just said location.
Dana says in business, personal sometimes are laid aside. In personal, business the same. As H said, the monarch may have bad advisors, and for sure there is hinge me in the palace walls that don't understand. I mean, Harry has really tried to not be overly emotional about things. And I think maybe at the time when he was going to therapy, and I'm sure he's still in therapy because they're still under so much attack, he has had to kind of sort through all that in terms of what's really the expected relationship. What should he really expect from his personal relationship with his dad, separate from the business of the firm? The thing is, it's only a conversation if the person that you're talking to is talking back to you. Is Harry, as Harry is sorting through his relationships, his emotions, and what is expected, are the royal family able to do that? Are they able to separate personal from business? Have they ever taken the time to sort through their emotions? Because Charles is just as damaged as Harry used to be. And William is worse because he had the same injury mentally that Harry had, and he has never sought help for it. Instead, his insecurities were probably plastered, covered up by these bad advisors. This is the reason why we see them making the same wrong decision over and over again. Like, whoever thought it was a good idea for William to undertake any engagements? And at this time, and it's quite clear that they did it on purpose. They did it on purpose because I've seen one article that a squaddy was that put out on X, which is floating around. Is actually a marketing strategy that they put in place. Like, what do they call it now? News jacking, where you jump on a trend just so that whatever it is that you're doing can be popular. And so that's what they do to that is the technique that they employ against Harry and Meghan. They know that they're never going to be popular. They know they're never going to trend. But by association, if they're doing anything when Harry and Meghan are doing it, then a few more eyes will come their way just because perhaps they hate Harry and Meghan. So that's what they're doing for relevance right now. Isn't that sad?
I
That's
mean,
really
they've
sad.
been William has been doing that all of his life. It's about I mean, I understand what you're saying about the bad PR team. And they
Mm,
are trash. They really are. But it's William saying, I gotta get out there. They probably were trying to sit on him to keep him inside that house because he cannot stop trying to compete with Harry. It's in his mind. It's in his mind,
at
his
this point, it's
vicious.
like an obsession, right?
It is an obsession. It's been there since he was a child, and it's only
Goodness
gotten
me.
worse the more successful Harry is. That's why they had Harry living in a hovel.
Mm,
That's why they had him living in a because Harry was extremely successful in everything he did. The people loved him. He was a war hero. That's why
mm,
they made him feel his place within their family by making him live in that little hovel, having holes in his shoes to keep reminding him of his place. I don't care
mhm,
what they say about you. No, this is your place. You're here
mhm,
just for me,
mm,
you know. So William is having conniptions that people are respecting Harry, and Harry's jet setting around with his gorgeous wife, and people listen to Harry and people love Harry.
mm.
I hope William doesn't have a stroke because he is just probably something
Beside
bad is going to
himself,
happen.
that people are giving Harry so much honor. It's a real case of Cinderella, no?
Yes, and Megan is his knight in shining princess.
Yes, this fairy godmother who came in. Oh, no, no, no. She is the princess who
Yeah,
rescued him.
she's the
Yes,
yeah
you're
the
correct.
prince the gorgeous princess. If there's a handsome prince, he got rescued by a gorgeous princess.
Mm. And
Because he
Tyler
had
Perry was their fairy godmother.
yes, and that fits it in every way.
Okay, let's continue. Um, I got this one. So, oh, let's we do this. So, before we go on, if you're new here, kindly join our vibrant community by subscribing to the channel. For those of you who just started following the controversy between Prince Harry, Meghan, and the royal family, it must genuinely feel like a coming of age. So confusing, right? Because the issues seem like they're very simple. Don't worry, we have all been here. And right now, we even day to day try to figure out what's what and gain a better understanding on a daily basis. However, this channel helps because we don't just skim the surface of the news, we delve into its implications, analyze it, and sometimes even take action. So, Whether you're just looking for updates, analysis, or something to engage on this channel, there's something here for anyone, everyone. If you have visited this channel and you have not subscribed, welcome back. But please hit that subscribe button. We have a goal of 4,000 subscribers, and I'm so impressed because we're gradually getting there. I thought it would never happen, but we have actually gone past the 3,500 mark. Please make a girl's dream
Yay!
come true by subscribing to that subscribe button so that we can keep putting one foot in front of the other, just like our faves, the Sussexes. To all my loyal subscribers, a heartfelt thank you for being a part of our community. Okay. So this is what the chief of defense said to Harry. He says, "You're a symbol of courage, perseverance, compassion, and the oneness of humanity. I commend you for your selfless service to the United Kingdom and humanity. You made your mark in the United Kingdom's Air Force, attaining the rank of captain. Despite your privileged upbringing and a position in the royal family, you opted to go to the battlefield in service of your country. You are an inspiration to the youths, an epitome of patriotism." That's what the chief of defense said to him. So that was just so lovely, gorgeous. It's all good. Everything that a visit needs to be is what is happening right there. As you said, I'm sure all the sour cream people are having conniptions wherever they are watching the wealth of warmth, especially when William thinks back to his last trip to a mostly black country, Jamaica, and how he got bounced out of there. He would just be enraged. Uh, anyway, after that, then he went to visit the wounded veterans in hospital. He spoke to about 50 people, and I think he had some recommendations for those people, the chief of defense staff as well, and uh, he was able to offer the same kind of compassion. This is one photograph taken by Misan. He is an excellent storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at this photo.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
They're beautiful.
Fantastic.
And I love his choice of black and white.
Yeah. And someone on Twitter was complaining, Misan, we know you're there. Drop your photos.
I know that's right. We
Misa,
can
we know
see
you're
you.
there. Drop your photos. Just leave all that artistic mess for a minute. We know you drop those photos. And then he said, "All right, I'm gonna give you one." And then he dropped this
I
one.
know that's right.
Reminds me of Princess Diana's photographs with the people in hospital that she visited
It does.
as well. And of course, you've got the people in the palace. Now, let's look at what they had to say. Um, they are still crying because of Harry's statement. You know, that statement that his spokesperson made, just confirming that the king
Mm.
was busy and he understands. Very polite, no insult. These people managed to find a snub where there is no suggestion of a snub. They've managed to find a snub. It says within the palace, some say it's not that simple, maintaining the never complain, never explain stance that served the late queen so well. The palace has declined to get into the details of why an appointment time between father and son could not be found. Of course, when they don't have any explanation, they never explain anything.
Mm.
Nevertheless, they say some have taken umbrage at Harry's ill-timed statement. No, it was perfect time for Harry. Might not have been a good time for you, but it was perfect time for Harry. A friend of the king said the palace has been left bruised by the suggestion that it was a snub to Harry, but remained determined not to get drawn into briefing wars. So they're not getting drawn into briefing wars while briefing. The friend added that reports have that Harry had invited his father to the cathedral for a service to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games, or suggestions that the Duke had requested a meeting with his father at any other point during his UK visit should be treated with a great deal of suspicion. The allegation inferred by some of the Duke's statement is thought to be particularly hurtful, as courtiers were unaware that Harry had made a specific request to meet his father. So, why do they need to be aware of every single thing that father and son discuss? And that's an insult, but always their words are always an insult to Harry, that anything that Harry says should be treated with a great deal of suspicion, as though Harry has ever lied. But anyway, and then they're also crying because they think, oh, they're still crying that Harry, this Invictus, this trip to Nigeria is a royal tour, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. I think we're 40 minutes into this one, so I'd like to end this video here. I hope you have enjoyed seeing the array of colors and seeing Harry and Meghan in Nigeria. This is, of course, just day one. I have another video which is going to be going up in the next 15 minutes or so, where I'll be discussing what we have so far on day two. So, see you in the next one. I can come back to you, Sussex Love, but I'm just conscious of the time. Although Baron has actually done his video, I'm not sure he's coming back this evening, but I still don't want to keep everybody on here for too long. So I'll see you guys in the next 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
See you soon. I'll send
Okay.
you the invite for the next one to
Uh,
WhatsApp. Okay?
okay. Thank you.
All right, love. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Ciao.